Now, we've got 4 bottles, okay, and this is what we're going to add to the bottles. So this is just kind of an overview of what's going to happen. In each of the bottles, A, B, C, and D, we're going to add yeast. So every bottle is going to have yeast. We're going to put 1 teaspoon of yeast in each bottle, and each bottle is going to have sugar, 2 teaspoons of sugar. Okay, now, in bottles B, C, and D, we're going to add 1/2 cup of water. Why do you suppose we're not going to put any water in bottle A?
Have a control.
Okay, have a control. What do you think? What's a control?
To compare the change to.
That's right, to compare the change to. Excellent. So we want to see if there's a change. It's due to the things we do over here, okay, and not here. So we're just going to add the solids to this bottle and just set it aside. Okay? And then 1/2 cup of water to each B, C, and D. And then we're going to vary the conditions of B, C, and D by what? What are we going to vary about B, C, and D?
Temperature.
Sarah, right, we're going to vary temperature. So we're going to have room temperature, which we just let set it out. We're going to have 1 set in warm water, and you have a basin of warm water at your desk, and 1 set in cold water, a basin of ice water at your desk. Now we need to know the temperature, okay, so we have some digital thermometers we're using today, and you all know how to use those, so we're going to have to know, we'll start the temperature of the cold, the temperature of the warm water, and the temperature of the room. Which one do you think you ought to measure first?
The room.
Very good. Why would we measure the room temperature first? Davis?
Probably because the thermometer would be less affected by the temperature of the room instead of the ice water or the hot water.
Okay, that's what we're measuring right now, isn't it? Right now it's measuring room temperature, so we'll get that first, and then go from the hot water to the cold water. We want to be sure when we add the water, okay, to each of these, okay, the reaction is going to start, hopefully. So we want to get our way to measure the gas. And how are we going to measure the gas today? What are we going to look at?
The inflation of the balloon.
Inflation of the balloon, right. Tony's going to say the same thing. We've got the balloon inflation, right? So we want to try and get the balloons on all at the same time. So have a bottle ready, and as soon as we add the water, okay, we want to put the balloons on. So and try and get them on about the same depth on the top of the bottle.